Across the United States, humans built major cities in places they probably never should have. A city where the ocean floods streets on sunny days. A city where the ground is literally melting under houses. A place where entire neighborhoods have been erased by lava more than once. Nature tried to stop them. We built them anyway. These aren't accidents. They are deliberate choices. Massive bets against geography. Every one of these decisions comes with a price, and millions of Americans call these places home. Let's start in Miami, a city that looks like paradise, but is quietly drowning from below. Miami sits just a few feet above sea level. Much of the city rises barely higher than the ocean itself. The ground beneath it is porous limestone, rock filled with tiny holes, like a giant natural sponge. Water moves through it easily, so when sea level rises, the ocean doesn't just creep in from the shoreline, it pushes up through the ground, through storm drains, through cracks in the pavement. That's why Miami gets sunny day flooding. No storm, no rain, yet seawater bubbles up into streets and parking garages. Salt water creeps through foundations. Some neighborhoods sit less than 6 feet above the ocean. Salt water corrodes steel. It weakens buildings slowly from the inside. Damage most people never see. The financial pressure is growing fast. Insurance premiums spike. Some companies pull out entirely. Property values shift block by block. City planners face a difficult question. If the ocean keeps rising, who pays to defend the coastline? Miami's response is massive. Pumps running constantly, raised roads, drainage tunnels, seawalls costing billions of dollars. But there's a catch. You can block waves. You cannot block water rising from below. Miami isn't solving the problem, it's buying time. If sea levels continue rising this century, parts of the city may eventually become impossible to protect. But Miami's danger is predictable. The next cities face something far stranger. In Alaska, the threat doesn't come from water. It comes from the ground itself. Cities like Anchorage and Fairbanks were built on permafrost, soil that stayed frozen for thousands of years, a foundation once considered perfectly stable. But now that frozen ground is thawing. When permafrost melts, the land loses its strength. It softens, shifts, collapses unevenly. Roads crack open, foundations sink, utility lines twist and snap, airport runways buckle, houses tilt slightly, then more each year. Entire streets slowly deform. Forests lean at strange angles. Locals call them drunken trees because the ground beneath them is slumping. Some areas sink inches every year. The change is slow but relentless. Damage spreads across entire neighborhoods. Engineers try to stabilize the ground. Elevated buildings on deep supports, insulated soil layers, cooling systems designed to keep Earth frozen. But these solutions are temporary. The warming continues. Entire communities may eventually need to relocate. Infrastructure built for decades may not last. Miami fights the ocean. Alaska fights the ground itself. But where Alaska is losing its foundation, Vegas built a city where nature never offered survival at all. Las Vegas sits in the Mojave Desert, one of the driest environments in North America. Summer temperatures exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Rainfall is minimal. The surrounding landscape is almost entirely barren. Yet fountains explode with water. Neon lights glow. Air-conditioned towers rise from the desert floor. More than 2 million people live here. Tens of millions visit every year. Vegas survives through engineered supply. Water is pumped hundreds of miles from the Colorado River. Hoover Dam helped create Lake Mead, the reservoir that sustains the region. Without this system, modern Las Vegas would not exist. But Lake Mead has dropped more than 130 feet since the 1980s. A bright ring around the lake marks the disappearing waterline. The city keeps growing, demand keeps rising, the water supply does not. Vegas recycles water. Vegas restricts usage. Vegas innovates constantly. But the math remains simple. A growing city cannot depend forever on a shrinking reservoir. If the water fails, the city's future changes overnight. Vegas depends on water. Our next city depends on something far less predictable, the Earth itself. San Francisco sits beside the San Andreas Fault. Two massive tectonic plates grind past each other. Pressure builds silently for decades, then releases in seconds. The 1906 earthquake devastated the city. Fires burned for days. Entire districts vanished. Thousands died. But there's another danger beneath the surface. Parts of San Francisco were built on artificial fill, loose ground placed over the bay. During strong shaking, this soil liquefies. It behaves like wet sand. Foundations lose support, buildings tilt, glass towers sway, pipelines rupture, infrastructure fails. Scientists estimate roughly a 70% chance of a major earthquake striking the region within decades. Not if, when. And when it happens, the damage could reshape the city overnight. Earthquakes strike once. Our final city faces danger that never stops. On Hawaii's Big Island sits Hilo, a city beside one of the most active volcanic systems on Earth. Molten rock rises beneath the surface, pressure builds, and when it releases, rivers of glowing lava flow outward. They burn forests, destroy homes, cut roads in half, and swallow entire neighborhoods. This is not a one-time disaster. Communities here have been destroyed, rebuilt, and destroyed again. Lava also creates new land. The island reshapes itself continuously. The ground people build on today may not exist the same way tomorrow. Living here means accepting the next eruption is never a question of if. Yet people return. They rebuild. They adapt. They choose to stay. So what do these cities reveal about us? We build. We adapt. We keep moving forward. But every solution carries a cost, and the bill keeps coming. Nature always has the final move. Which of these cities surprised you the most? And which one would you actually live in? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. If you want to explore how humans keep pushing the limits of our planet, subscribe to World Unwrapped, because the world is far stranger than it looks. And if you think building cities against nature is extreme, wait until you see the skyscrapers humans tried to build and couldn't.